NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 40 series laptops are the world's fastest laptops for gamers and creators, being the largest ever generational leap in performance and power efficiency from NVIDIA. And part of this is due to the laptop-tailored Max-Q technology, which has meant that the latest update to DLSS technology is a real attraction for the 40 series laptops. So first of all, let's recap on what DLSS is. It stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling. It basically does what it says on the tin. Using deep learning algorithms that run off your GPU's tensor cores, DLSS attempts to artificially upscale your images instead of rendering every single frame. So for instance, if you were gaming at 1080p but having a difficult time rendering, you can enable DLSS, set it to performance, and your GPU cores render the game at 540p. DLSS will give you a 1080p image that's almost as good as native resolution, but uses a lot less compute. DLSS 3 is the latest version, and it's designed to speed up CPU-limited games such as RPGs and flight sims. And it does this by not only upscaling frames, but also by generating entirely new ones using the optical flow accelerator. DLSS is now compatible with over 250 games and apps. In the supported titles, which we'll add a full link to in the description, all GeForce RTX users can enhance their experience with the previous DLSS 2 Super Resolution. However, only GeForce RTX 40 series graphics cards can generate new frames using DLSS 3. If you own a previous generation GeForce RTX graphics card or laptop, you can use DLSS 2 Super Resolution in DLSS 3 games. Additionally, integrations of DLSS 3 also include NVIDIA Reflex, reducing system latency for all GeForce RTX users, making games more responsive. For a complete breakdown of how DLSS 3 works, follow the link for introducing NVIDIA DLSS 3 that we'll also put in the description for you. To use DLSS, all you need to do is install the latest GeForce Game Ready driver from GeForce Experience or from our website, download the latest version of the game that you want to play, load it up, open the Options menu and enable DLSS. Activate frame generation in the applicable games options. Now, we've been lucky enough to get hands-on with quite a few of the 40 series laptops here in the studio. The latest one being this, it's the Razer Blade 18, which we did a product video on. So today, we're going to get streamer Rage Darling to test out DLSS 3 in a couple of games and tell us what she thinks. But first of all, let's recap on the specs of this Razer Blade 18. This particular model has a giant 18-inch QHD Plus screen with a 240Hz refresh rate. It's powered by an Intel 13th Gen Core i9-HX processor. Now, there are actually a few options that you can choose from for your GPU and your CPU configurations with this laptop, so be sure to head over to scan.co.uk to check them out. Now though, let's see what Rage Darling thought of this laptop and the latest gen of NVIDIA DLSS.
Thanks, Nikki. So I've had a wonderful time playing on the Razer Blade 18 this afternoon, playing a little bit of Warhammer Darktide and also some Portal. So first up, this laptop is absolutely gorgeous. It is such a pleasure to play on. Not only does it look the part and feel the part, it's also incredibly lightweight. It's got an RTX 4060 graphics card and an Intel i9-13950HX CPU, which is incredibly beefy for a laptop. However, we wanted to push it to the max, so we set all the settings up ultra high as much as possible and kept ray tracing on. So with DLSS off, it did struggle a little bit. To be fair, it's to be expected. As you can see here with Warhammer, I struggled to even pick a mission to play during the mission select. And when I got into the game, I had absolutely no chance at aiming at anything. No zombies were getting smashed today. But when we turned DLSS 3 on, immediately my frames went from sub 10 to straight up to 40. Even when I got approached by a bunch of different zombies and a horde came towards me, I was still able to hack and slash my way through the game effectively. Portal was a very similar situation. Now, if you've played Portal, you know that the micro movements that you have is very, very important. You need to be pixel perfect when it comes to some movements with Portal. Now, playing Portal with DLSS off, it was very difficult. It was painful. I can see why you have to play with DLSS 3 on, because without it, I was getting really, really low frames. However, as soon as I turned it back on, I was straight back into the high 40s, 50s, and it was incredibly easy to carry on playing from there. So if you're a gamer on the move, then the Razer Blade 18 is a laptop for you, and make sure that you take advantage of the DLSS 3 software because it is absolutely incredible.
Thanks very much, Rage. So there you go. We hope that this overview of the latest NVIDIA RTX technologies was useful for you. You can, of course, browse a selection of 40 series laptops at scan.co.uk, including this impressive Razer Blade 18, which is also perfect for creators, as it's a studio laptop which had been purpose-built for even the most challenging creator workflows. It's got the NVIDIA Studio drivers pre-installed and access to exclusive tools like NVIDIA Omniverse. You can watch our full review of this impressive laptop in the linked video.